Good morning, good morning. This is just a mic test. We'll be starting shortly. Are we all good in the back? Repeat. We're very excited to have your graduates here today. We understand it's very hot out. I've been told just to keep speaking, just so we can test the mic, so you'll be listening to me for the next few minutes or so. Since I'm up here, I may as well say that I graduated from this school in 2019, and I now work here, so it's really exciting to see these graduates, being that I was one of them. We're all good on mic, so we'll be starting shortly. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you. Morning and welcome to the Cinema School's 13th annual graduation, honoring the class of 2025. We would like to begin our commencement exercises with the Star Spangled Banner, which will be sung by our very own Miss Arlette. Thank you, Miss Arlette. Thank you. Okay, so I'd like to start off, by saying that each year that I have been the senior advisor, coordinator student activities, and MC of the Cinema School's graduations, I always have one word for the graduating class. For this graduating class, class of 2025, the word that I would like to use to describe these wonderful students is spirit, okay? This group right here, this cohort embodies the spirit of the TCS community. So many of you have contributed your talents and your remarkable influence to the TCS community for the last 4 years. You have all left an indelible legacy, and your absence is certainly going to be felt. As you all embark on this new chapter in your lives, take that spirit with you. Don't dim your light for anyone or anything. Instead, I encourage you all to keep shining and to stay strong. Congratulations to you all, class of 2025. 10 years ago in 2015, we had a graduate as well, and her name was Ms. Victoria Torres. Ms. Victoria Torres is a digital media editor at HBO, where she brings stories to life through powerful visual storytelling. Born and raised in the Bronx, she was part of the third graduating class of the Cinema School, an experience that helped spark her passion for all things related to film. A proud graduate of SUNY Plattsburgh, Victoria earned a double major in multimedia journalism and public relations. Since then, she has gone on to produce compelling content, including a short documentary for Red Bull. Beyond her professional achievements, Victoria is dedicated to uplifting others. She continues to mentor aspiring creatives through the Warner Brothers Discovery sphere. And a fun fact that might surprise you, Victoria has taught herself how to yodel, okay? With that said, please welcome our keynote speaker for today, Ms. Victoria Torres.
Good morning, graduates, faculty, family, and friends. Take a deep breath. You made it. 10 years ago, I sat where you are now, probably sleep deprived, a little overdressed, and nervously wondering if my awkward little student films would ever amount to anything. Spoiler alert, they did. But here's the twist. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in the way I imagined. And it definitely didn't happen without a few setbacks, detours, and moments where I questioned absolutely everything. Yet, here I am, checking off a major bucket list item, speaking to you exactly a decade after I graduated. I remember those long nights hunched over a laptop, finessing edits, obsessing over sound designs, and just bribing my friends to act in all my zero-budget short films. It was chaotic, it was uncertain, but it was alive. And more than that, it was necessary. Today, I stand before you as a full-time editor at HBO, and it still seems very surreal to say that. Not because I didn't work for it, I did. But because it still feels like only yesterday, I was handed a camera for the very first time, shoved into an editing lab, and told gently but firmly to just keep telling stories. And so I did. Even when I quite didn't know how, even when the tools were limited or the ideas felt half-baked, when the world felt like it had no space for my voice. But here's the truth no one tells you enough. Perseverance is louder than applause. You don't need the constant validation. You need grit, you need curiosity, and you need the stubborn belief that your voice matters. Real storytelling is not a straight line. It's a mess of rough cuts, second takes, late nights, early mornings, and more self-doubt than you'll ever publicly admit. But every project, even the messy, imperfect ones, teaches you something. I learned how to collaborate with those I don't always agree with. I learned patience when a scene just would not click. And I learned the incredible magic that happens when it finally does. I want to take a moment to thank my teachers, especially the strong women in education and in film who shaped me, who showed me how to be kind, how to be thoughtful, how to be very demure, but never diminished, who taught me how to stand tall, how to speak the truth, and most importantly, to never be silenced. If I could go back and tell my 2015 self one thing, is that your voice matters. Even when it feels too weird, too niche, too raw, especially then, because the voices that change the medium are not always the loudest. They're the most honest. They're the most fearless, and the ones willing to break the rules, even if that means telling the truth. You might feel small in the grand scheme of things, but the ripple effect of your work is very real. You do not need to change the entire world, just your corner of it, and that is definitely more than enough. And for those of you who call the city home, whether it's the Bronx, Brooklyn, Harlem, Queens, or yes, even Staten Island, I want you to remember this. You weren't just raised here in the city. You were shaped by the concrete, you were sharpened by the chaos, and you were built to last in a city that demands hustle, insists on honesty, and teaches you how to survive and create at the very same time. That kind of training is priceless. Your competitors might come from polished programs or fancy zip codes, but they will never have what you do. The grit, the instinct, the hunger, and the rhythm of the city running through you. That is your power. Never apologize for it. Never water that down. And always keep that with you. Now, I will not pretend that the road ahead is easy, because it absolutely is not. You're going to hear the word no more than you'd like. You're going to face rejections that sting, gigs that do not pay enough, or jobs that might just never come. But here's the good news. Every no makes room for a yes that actually matters. The one that aligns with who you are and what you want to say. So here is my challenge to you, class of 2025. Please get involved. Do not sit on the sidelines of your own life. Join clubs, go to workshops, and remember, growth starts with movement and not perfection. Step outside of your comfort zone. Everything meaningful in my life started in a moment where I had a self-reflection. I had a moment where I said, oh my God, this absolutely terrifies me, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I didn't wait to be handed a space, I created one. And in doing that, I was able to find my voice and help others find theirs too. You can do that. Do not wait for a seat at a table when you can build the table. Let me tell you something that you will not find on my resume, but was definitely 100% a part of my journey. It took 4 years of high school, which is something you all know very well. But going through that, I dedicated 2 years to weekend classes. I applied and I won scholarships. I assistant directed an international short film. I headed off to college, founded a sorority, built a community, interned for 2 summers, graduated at the top of my class, and then the hard part came. A year at a job I hated, 2 years unemployed, thanks COVID, and a few months working at a bank to make ends meet. Finally, after all of those steps, the right door opened. And I mention all this to say, success is not linear, it's not fast, but it's always building even when you cannot see it. Because one day, if you keep showing up, you'll look back like I am now and realize that those awkward little student films were not just projects. They were the first act of a much bigger and bolder story, yours. People say inspiration is a mindset, and it is. But it's also how you adapt, how you solve problems, how you show up when things are messy or uncertain, about staying open when it's easier to shut down. That's the kind of inspiration that builds legacies. The world is big, but it is not big enough to ignore you. Not big enough to be untouched by your work, by your art, by your care, and by your impact. So congratulations, class of 2025. The future is in your hands, and I, for one, cannot wait to see what you do with it. Make it messy, make it unapologetically you, and make it cinematic. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Victoria Torres, for that wonderful message. It's greatly appreciated. At this point, okay, the cinema school is all about films, videos, etc. So right now we have some senior montages for you all to enjoy. Yes, okay, yeah. I know this is the part that you were all waiting for, right, class of 25? I know. Okay, okay, you can cue it up right now. Thank you.
promise you before you walk away. I'm in deep, but I don't know if I can chase it. I miss you, but I know that you can't stay.
I wish somebody would've told me, babe, someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
I never thought we'd get old. Maybe we're still young. Maybe you always look back and think it was better than it was. Maybe these are the moments. Maybe I've been missing what it's about. Been scared of the future, thinking about the past while missing out on now. We've come so far, I guess I'm proud. And I ain't worried about the wrinkles around my smile. I got some scars, I've been around. I felt some pain, I've seen some things, but I'm here now. Those good old days.
You don't know what you got till it goes, till it's gone. You don't know what you got till it goes, till it's gone. I wish somebody would've told me, babe, someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
I have to give a shout out to our production assistant, Mr. Ramy Reyes. That was awesome. Awesome. I really enjoyed that. I hope you all enjoyed that too. Families and seniors, that was great. Excellent. So this year, I had the absolute pleasure of working with two young ladies who have been very active with student government since freshman year. One of these members is actually a founding member of the student government. She's been working with me since her freshman year, and her bestie came right along with her the next year, and they have made an amazing difference in the student body. I would like to welcome our student government president, Ileana Diaz, and our student government vice president, Nicole Garcia, to come on up for their speech.
We've all grown up watching the same shows and movies. If you watch till the end, normally it ends at their high school graduation. We were once children watching fake high schoolers live through their troubles, their happiest moments, and overall life-altering journey. Yet in these past 4 years, we lived through the same thing without realizing it. Hopefully you remember your first day of school. It was just like 1st and 6th grade, all over again with being lost in the hallways, going to wrong classrooms, and personally, I was with the wrong school in the gym on my first day, and I was over here wondering why I wasn't wearing the same uniform.
For me, when I first came to the school, I was really excited. The school had like big hallways, a sleek environment, and at the beginning of the year, I easily acquired a friend group I could spend my days with. Until one day, I was in math class when this girl came up to sit next to me, and that led to a student government campaign hosting for TCS News and a 4-year friendship. That just shows the type of experience we had and our connection to cinema as a school. It's always been the little things that we'll remember for life, like how we had millions of goldfish our freshman year.
Like how,
That's right.
like how the school rented an ice cream truck and we all got a free ice cream cone.
The classroom cahoots we'd always compete in,
What sport we learned and began to love.
how you met your closest friends,
Each time you learned a new life lesson.
our first school dance,
Our first crush,
our first kiss,
our first love,
our first screenplay,
our first our first time holding the camera,
our own film,
the first time learning how to edit those films.
and most importantly, the teachers and friends we had to leave along the way, though they were part of our journey.
When I think back to that year, it was so colorful, so warm, so nostalgic. It's that year you wish you could go back to, whether or not it was your best or worst year. It was the year of new beginnings because we knew we had plenty of time. We were at the age that COVID actually did have a big impact on us. 7th grade was supposed to be our development year, where we started to know what we liked, our hobbies, and overall shaping our personalities. Instead, we faced depression, despair, and insecurities. It stunted our growth so badly we all lost ourselves. With me, being here at cinema has helped me find myself again. I've achieved so much these past few years as I fought through all my troubles. Now I'm more confident, more outgoing, and I really couldn't be any prouder of myself. Oh, and thanks to this school, I have gained a love and wish to continue film for my future.
Cinema has inspired me to create the opportunities I've always wanted, like creating my own club. By being empowering, ambitious, and resilient, I've become unshakable. I used to think that by senior year, we'd all have everything figured out. Yet, you're all wondering, what now? The answer is everything. Don't feel nervous about being unsure about your life path. This is all our first time living, and life doesn't come with a map. What matters is that you try new things, learn from your mistakes, and most importantly, to trust yourself to find the right path eventually. So, whether you've got a plan or you're just figuring it out day by day, know you're not behind, you're just getting started. As we prepare for our future, we can't help but reminisce on our first high school experience. We realized that throughout the years, most people would say, "Man, I hate school." But then the words, "I miss school," suddenly came out of our peers' mouths. What we're missing is all the people who got us through it. I've never felt more connected to a community like this one before. It's truly been an honor to be your executive board.
With me as your president,
And me as your vice president, We've worked hard to create the events we worked hard to create the events to experience not only as students, but as seniors. When we first got our TCS emails and ID cards, they ended with the year 2025. It felt like that day would never come, but now that it's here, it's very surreal.
So now, you can finally delete those alarms on your phone, the events on your notes app, and any grudges you may have. But for the last time, it's Ileana Diaz, your president.
And it's Nicole Garcia, your vice president.
Stay creative.
And stay cinema.
Love you guys. We ate that.
Oh my, that was a lot. Oh my goodness, I'm about to cry, bro.
Thank you so much, Nicola and Liana. I appreciate you both. It was a great year working with you both as president and vice president of the student body. The cinema school would not be the cinema school without film. I want to give a shout out to our film teachers. First, starting off with Ms. Brownstein, the chairperson of the film department. Where's Ms. Brownstein? Ms. Brownstein, where you at? Where you at? Come on, stand up. And also Mr. Wynn, who's also one of our film teachers. Come on, Mr. Wynn, give it up for Mr. Wynn. Okay. This film teacher has worked very closely with the seniors. I had the honor and the pleasure of co-teaching with this film teacher to create the yearbook, which will be coming soon, seniors. We didn't forget you. The yearbook is coming soon. Okay, with that said, to introduce the 4-year film award, please give a warm round of applause to Ms. Prince.
Hello, everyone. And hello to the class of 2025. We're here. All right, whew. So, you know, I do shots, I'm doing camera, and so bear with me as I get myself together. Okay. To the class of before I introduce the 4-year film award, to the class of 2025, I just want to say thank you so much for learning with me. I think as I reflect on my 3rd-year film, it hit me this morning that you are the last class to know me as an English teacher. And that really shook me up because I said, what now? What next? You know, this is really me like stripping that off. And so in the same way as you guys strip off or even like cocoon and turn into a butterfly going into your next chapter, I really hope that you embrace it. I think just seeing me and my experience, seeing my I don't knows, like, guys, we're gonna figure it out together. I think you should also apply that to just life in general. Say I don't know and figure it out with people. Never forget that you are not alone, that you can do it within community. I'm even thinking about like how some of you like tried on something new, like Leilani, you didn't edit before, but this was your first time editing and your film got nominated. Jada, same thing. You were very worried thinking, oh my God, I don't have the experience at all, what am I gonna do? But yet all of you made it and you did really well and you should be very proud of yourselves. I love each and every one of you. All right, to the 4-year film award. When this student met me, as I said before, I knew and didn't know much about film. That met me at a time when I was still trying to find my voice, figuring things out one step at a time, but even then, this student has always met me exactly where I was, never judging, but just showing up and ready to grow together. As I started to sharpen my skills and find clarity, this student was right there listening and learning and building alongside me. And now I can honestly say, by the time they reach my age, I'm not gonna say it, I believe they'll exceed more than what I've accomplished. Ask anyone in the senior class, and they'll probably tell you that they've at least reached out to this person at least once for helping out on a film project or supporting for some school event. they're this kind of person you can always count on to check your settings, troubleshoot your lighting, or just quietly make sure that everything's running smoothly. There's like legit 3 students. They know who they are. They're always checking me to see if I got my stuff together. All right, they're always reading the room. They're trying to read me, but I still love them. Hello? As a teacher, there's nothing more beautiful than watching a student become their own master. You've grown into a filmmaker whose eyes now see differently, more clearly, and more intentionally. I hope you never stop pushing yourself. Let this moment be one of the many milestones, not just your final destination, and let it also be a reminder of how far you've come and how far you're meant to go. And so I give this award to Jesus Rodriguez for the 4-year film award. Where at, y'all? Do I give it to you? Come on, yeah, that's it. Okay, good. Here you go. Nice.
It's a little heavy. My apologies. That's a lot of people. Okay. First and foremost, I want to express my deepest gratitude to the person who sparked the fire in me, who ignited my passion for film and pushed me to dive deeper, my apologies, into something I never thought I'd love, Miss Prince. She's not just a teacher to me. She's like the auntie that always has your back. Oh, Lord.
It's all right. It's okay. All right. Okay. You okay?
You want me to stay or no? No? Okay.
That is the first time y'all will ever see me cry. All right, anyway. She's like the auntie who always has your back. Okay. She's like the auntie that always got your back no matter what. The one who tells you the truth even when it stings. And the person who believes in you when you can't believe in yourself. I wouldn't be standing here without her, and that means everything to me. Let's not forget about Mr. Reyes, the brother, or the cousin that's like a brother to you. And let's not forget about Pam and Jaden. Oh, my God. The best friends and the best crew I could ever ask for. They're always there when I need them, and I'll forever be grateful for them. Most of us in class of 2025 didn't come here with the plans to hold a camera in our hands or a desire to make a film. Freshman year, I don't even remember holding a camera. Sophomore year, I was a DP and a director for a film all in one, which is very stressful. But then came junior year, and that was when the spark finally flickered. It was the first time I had Miss Prince as a teacher ever since ELA of freshman year, and that was with a bunch of my friends. But best believe junior year, best believe first period film, I was always there early, but my classmates will say otherwise. But that's what I like to believe. Everything was going great, from the screenwriting to the crew to the script and so forth. Our crew was the best at everything technical, to even ask Miss Prince. But when it came to film, when it came time to film, it was very hard. We planned on giving up, but we in fact tried to shoot something in the school. My beloved crew of Pamela, Jaden, Johnny, Gabriel, Allison, Malloy, Ashley R. We insisted that we go to the gym because we had no actors and no camera. We ended up doing a day in the life for our final for Miss Prince's class instead of the film. That day pretty much marked the end of our film era, we thought, but you know what, we tried, and that's all that matters. Then here comes senior year. Shout out to my fifth period class, and that includes Joffrey, even though he's not here. Fifth period was special. It was like our creative playground. And that came with a heavy load, especially since we were trying our hardest to produce videos to keep the cinema school in the Monroe campus, which we did. It wasn't only us, of course. All of our TCS students did what we had to for our school. We continued to make videos for the TCS Instagram page, which allowed me to build connections with other organizations and while building my portfolio. Last but not least, I cannot thank Mr. Reyes enough for believing in the fifth period class to be able to sign us up for the Broadcast Alliance for Senior High, aka BASH, which we won 3 awards, all in first place. With all this being said, it just shows to you how film builds connections. Isn't that what high school is about? Sure, the grades and it's about the grades and the diploma, but it's about the people you meet, the experiences you share, and the memories that stay with you forever. Like my most recent memory of filming our senior project, when Muhammad kept saying "born ready," when we kept asking him if the audio was ready, and filming at Jaden's place where his dad kept making us die of laughter. Film gave me the chance to create those memories, and that I'll forever be grateful for. For my class of 2025, which I like to call the COVID babies, I would want you to know how incredibly proud I am of you, of every single one of you. Every single one of you has a story that had just finished or begun, a journey that's still going or that is done. I'm talking about every single one of y'all personally and individually. I'll forever be grateful for the experiences I've gotten to share with y'all. It's time to start writing the new chapters of our lives and continuing to do what we do best. I know we'll all go far, so this isn't a goodbye nor a farewell. It's just simply, see you soon.
Thank you, Jesus, and congratulations to you. Congratulations. That was a beautiful speech. So, at the cinema school, we've noticed the academic growth of many of our students in the class of 2025. We couldn't just, relegate it to just having a salutatorian and a valedictorian, okay? So I would like to introduce one student who has made the most exceptional progress from 9th grade up until now. Please give a warm round of applause to Mr. Roger Osorio.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to see so many faces, and it's especially nice to see familiar faces of the people I got to bond with over the course of my 4 years in high school. When they had told me I had gotten an award for being the most improved student in 12th grade, I was already ecstatic. But then hearing that I had the chance of giving a speech of graduation of all places, it got me conflicted for a while. Doing a speech while a crowd of people, including friends and family, watching already sounds like a challenge to a person that can have trouble speaking to a small classroom at times. But regardless, I still took the opportunity to speak to you because this is perhaps my last opportunity to speak about myself before I enter a whole new world. While writing this speech and speaking it, I still feel like I haven't taken the mantle of being an adult yet. And from most perspectives, that seems fine. I mean, I only became 18 2 months ago. If I were to put on my big boy pants early, it probably meant I would trip on the loose denim and fall on my face. I find that I don't talk that much about myself often. I sometimes get told that I could be a little intimidating to others or that I distance myself. As I'm winding down my high school experience, I have to say that people can be in really dark places and stuck on some really green, big, sour pickles. And while I am happy to report that the pickles and dark spots I have gone through are over, I know that there will be future challenges in college and beyond. It's not easy to shine your light to eliminate the dark spots. It requires effort and accountability, tools that can sometimes flicker on or off if we are feeling lazy or irresponsible. I know that me and a ton of others go through that struggle to hold themselves accountable to what we are supposed to do. If you put in the effort to deal with your issues, then those issues can be dealt with. A dark room remains dark until someone plugs a light bulb in or builds a window to shine on a bright summer's day. You remain stuck in a pickle unless you persevere. That is what success is made of, and I'm glad I got to know that, which led me here today. Okay, this is gonna be unscripted, sorry about this, but I want to give thanks to a couple of people, teachers and some students, some former students as well. I love to give thanks to, where's Mr. Saxena at? I love to give thanks to Mr. Saxena. You got me back into the love. That man had got me back into the love of reading ever since Ministry for the Future. I love to thank him. I want to take it. I want to give thanks to Mr. Lee, of course. Yeah, you helped me with the speech. You helped me with a whole other bunch of things. I want to give thanks. Where's Mr. Feinstein at? Oh, here you go. Right, yeah. Mr. Mendez, Mr. Newman. Also, okay, former student. Where's Zuzu at? Where's Zuzu? Not here? Zuzu, where you at? There you are. Yeah, Zuzu. I'm sorry for this unscripted part of the speech. I had to give thanks. It's been a pleasure to speak with you, and I hope you have a great time with the rest of your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Roger. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, for the first time, this is the first time we have a tributorian, right? Yes. Okay, for the first time in TCS history, we have a tributorian, okay? Please give a warm round of applause to Ms. Jocelyn Meneses.
Good morning. For some, high school is a magical moment in life that they will never forget. For others, it seems pretty forgettable. I feel the people I've met and the kindness I have seen and experienced isn't forgettable. As we take a new path in our lives, we unfortunately say goodbye or walk with people who have been there for us. We will make new memories, meet new people, and our lives will change. There are many people to be thankful towards who have helped us get to this stage of life that we find ourselves in. To be thankful for the teachers who have helped us grow in our weaknesses and instilled knowledge in each and every one of us. Not just academic knowledge, but knowledge that will help us in our lives. As well, to be thankful for the teachers who extended deadlines for the chronic procrastinators some of us are, myself included. To be thankful for friends who made us laugh and helped guide us through tough times. To be thankful for family who stayed by our sides, supporting us, whether it be from afar or close. I'm thankful towards God who listened when life was hard and wasn't fun to live. Without him, I would not be standing here today. I also want to thank two people who I hold dear to my heart, my mom and my dad. You both have given up dreams that you have had in your hearts. You have sacrificed sleep and your time for my well-being in the future. If I need something, you both were always there. If I ever failed, both your arms were wide open, and out of your lips were words full of love. If I succeeded, the same arms will wrap around me with the same amount of love. To my dad, whose hands are calloused with years of labor, I love you and I thank you. I remember when you taught me to ride a bike. I fell and I scraped myself multiple times, but learned how to do it the same day. It was the encouragement and faith you had in me that made me able to push through the pain, and even today, it's why I am able to push through. To my mom, who always knows what to say and always watches over me, I love you and I thank you. The fact that I'm graduating is thanks to you, who woke me up each morning when my alarm wasn't loud enough. You have been there for every step I've taken and have been a refuge of comfort, someone who's never stopped believing in me when I have stopped. As we close the page in this chapter of our lives, let us not forget to say thank you to all those who have helped us get to this point, and well, that's all. Congratulations to the class of 2025.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Jocelyn is actually ranked third in the entire class of 2025. Congratulations. Now to introduce our salutatorian, meaning that this person ranked second in the class of 2025. Please give it up for Mr. Jalen Tucker.
I'm a little nervous, all right. Hello, everyone. Today, I'd like to thank each and every one of you, especially my family, for taking the time out of your day to be here and celebrate this milestone with us. Today isn't just special because we're receiving our high school diplomas, but because it marks a true coming-of-age story for all of us. I want to take this opportunity to thank all the teachers at the school who helped me grow, not just academically, but as a person. Even though some teachers are no longer here, there isn't a day that goes by when my classmates and I don't think about them. We often forget that it's not the building or the classmates that make a school great, it's the people inside, the faculty and the students. I truly don't think I'll be standing here giving this speech if it weren't for the people who supported and inspired me over the past 4 years. If I were to watch a reel of my high school experience, it would probably be labeled as a dramedy comedy. My original goal was to lay low and stay to myself. Like many others during 2020, I lost someone important to me, my uncle. You can imagine, as for the first 2 years of high school, it was hard to focus on my future. I didn't have that guiding hand to help me through. But what kept me going was the idea of doing my best and giving all in every class, and hoping that I can make not just my uncle proud, but my family and friends as well. Some days I had to give up what I wanted to do in order to stay track on my goals. Each year got harder, but no matter what, I persevered, I evolved, and I endured. That's why I want to take this moment to highlight the people who helped me make these 4 years a little easier, who brought light into my life when I needed it most. These people who changed me in ways that may never even realize. The same people who nearly made it impossible to walk into a classroom and without a smile. To my friends Roger, Artie, Leilani Adorno, Ruben, even though it took some time, and Kenny. I won't forget the relationships you took from me, bro, by the way. All right. You've been the best friends a guy could ask for, from the late nights video game sessions to helping each other with homework and sticking together through highs and lows. We created a bond that goes far beyond friendship. As seniors, we're more than just classmates. We're a community, we're a family. Writing this speech was hard. I don't like thinking too much about the past, and I tend to procrastinate when something stresses me out. But life isn't always about doing something that's easy. Reflecting on who I was when I first came to the school is difficult, but it's also important. Because without the past, without our experiences, we don't grow and we don't mature. I like to think that the 2020 version of me will be proud and even a little jealous of what I've accomplished. I came to the school because of my love for film and finding deeper meaning in stories that writers and directors bring to life. And now I can confidently say I have a greater appreciation for the film industry and how much effort it takes to bring art to the screen. I plan to carry these skills I've learned at the cinema school into the future. My most valuable lesson I've learned here is that confidence doesn't always equal intelligence, and that sometimes failing is okay, because failure is part of growth. Now that the day has come for me to continue my academic journey at SUNY Hunter College, I'll admit, I'm scared. I'm scared to leave behind the people I've had the pleasure of knowing for the past 4 years. I'm scared to take the big step. I'm scared to face the uncertainty of the world beyond these walls. But I know that it has to happen. It's how I'll keep growing into the best version of myself. I want to end my speech with a quote from a fictional character in my favorite movie, Avengers: Age of Ultron, a character Vision who says, "A thing isn't beautiful because it lasts." That line sums up my high school experience perfectly. I want us all in this class of 2025 to not cling to the past or fear the unknown. Instead, cherish the experience we've shared in both the good and the bad, and be proud of how far we come. The cinema school will always be a part of who we are. I'm not done. I'm sorry. Okay, all right.
Once again, I'd like to thank all the families and friends, teachers, and anyone else I may have missed. I'm grateful for the impact you have made on our high school experience. I truly appreciate everything you've done for us. And to the graduates of 2025, I wish you good luck. But knowing most of you, you don't need it. You're more than capable of driving in the real world. Thank you. Now you can clap, by the way.
Thank you so much, Jalen Tucker, for that beautiful message. This next student is our valedictorian. We all know our valedictorian means that she ranked first. She had the highest grade in all of class of 2025. Known for being intelligent and outspoken, please welcome Ms. Merlina Mota to the stage.
Greetings, family, friends, faculty, and classmates. My name is Merlina Mota, and I'm truly honored to be standing here today. Ever since I was young, I heard that change is scary. And it is. Change is scary. High school itself was a huge change for us all. We came in not knowing anyone, unsure of what to expect. And now, here we are, some of us nervous about what comes next, and others ready to say goodbye. I used to be one of those people who feared the future because it's unpredictable. You can't control it, but as I've grown, I've learned something important. Change isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. I've experienced change more than once. I had to adjust to a new environment twice, and honestly, I wouldn't trade that for anything. Yes, it was rough in the beginning, leaving my old friends behind. That was heartbreaking. But if that change wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have met any of you. I wouldn't have known what it feels like to model and get ready with your friends for the Culture Slam, to plan the most randomest hangouts, to watch anime in Mendes' room, to play badminton like crazy during open gym, or to play Uno games at lunch. These are the memories I'll never forget. As I look around today, I see people who have changed too, who have grown over the past 3 years I've known them. People often ask, how do you embrace change? Honestly, it's not simple. I transferred to the cinema school at the start of my sophomore year because of circumstances beyond my control, and I was scared. Scared of losing my friends, scared I wouldn't fit in. For a long time, school was just a place to show up, do work, and leave. But that changed once I met the people who would eventually become my friends. Those first friendships helped me open up. It wasn't easy. Everyone already had their friend groups, and I often felt like an outsider. There were moments I wanted to give up, moments where change felt like too much. But I kept going, and now I'm so grateful. Wayne Dyer once said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Looking back on the good and the bad of high school, I'm thankful because of those experiences. They shaped me. I wouldn't be standing here today giving this speech without them. Before I finish, I want to express my deepest gratitude to the people who supported me throughout this journey. And to my mom and my dad, your love, your sacrifices, and your strengths made me who I am. You've taught me the meaning of hard work, kindness, and resilience, and I'll carry those lessons with me every single day. To my big sister, Dailin, thank you for being my cheerleader throughout my good and my rough times. You believed in me when I couldn't believe in myself and reminded me who I am when I started to forget. To my closest friends, even though some people are not mentioned here, Marcus, Kamaya, Lizmel, Roger, and Aiden, thank you for being my support system, my laughter on my hardest days, and my reminder that good people truly exist. You're my friends, my family, and my safe place. Thank you to the staff members who listened to me, even when I repeated myself 100 times, and for reminding me that everything will be okay. And for two people who are no longer here, but are always with me in spirit, my grandmother and my uncle. I'd just like to say I would not be up here right now without them. Even though they're no longer here, Thank you for being my role models. Thank you for teaching me that success isn't about the destination, it's about the journeys. It's about embracing our flaws, learning from hardship, and letting it all shape who we become. Mamá y papi Javier, gracias por todo. Si no fuera por ustedes, no estaría aquí ahora mismo dando este discurso. Mis logros siempre serán tuyos también. And finally, class of 2025, if there's one thing I hope you carry with you today, it's this. Change will always be a part of life, and it's not a bad thing. It shaped us, challenged us, and brought us here. So don't fear change, face it with courage, because within every change is the power to grow, to rise, and become the person you're always meant to be. Congratulations, class of 2025. Our future begins today.
Thank you so much, Merlina. Thank you to Roger Osorio, Jocelyn Meneses, Jalen Tucker, and of course, Merlina Mota. Thank you all so much. This is what the cinema school is all about. This is what we get senior year at the cinema school. Exceptional students who give exceptional speeches and who speak beautifully from the heart. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, guidance and support is important in any school. This year, we had a new guidance counselor who started out as a social work intern. He did so well with our students as an intern that we had to call him back to be the school counselor for a class of 25. Please give a warm round of applause to Mr. Lee.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Good day, all. For those of you here who don't know me, my name is Eugene Lee. I'm a school social worker for the cinema school. Thank you, thank you. And I'm the guidance counselor for this senior cohort. This is my first year working here full-time as a social worker and a counselor, and I've had the distinct honor and pleasure to serve these seniors throughout the school year. While most of you in the senior class have only known me since the beginning of this school year, I'm grateful for how each of you individually as well as a class have welcomed and accepted me, allowing me to be your support in the final sprint towards the finish line of high school. And trust me, I know some of you really were trying to sprint out of here. I also want to give a thanks to our incredible entire teachers and staff at the cinema school, current and past, who have supported this class of 2025 since they entered high school all the way back in 2021. Can we get a round of applause for them? This ceremony is an opportunity to look back at these 4 years, as well as to look ahead to the future. So I'd like to leave you with one final personal reflection and piece of guidance for myself. One of the aspects of this senior class that I admire deeply is your ability to persevere and overcome immense challenges, difficult times, and countless barriers. When I look across this auditorium and see the faces of these proud, about-to-be high school graduates, I see a tapestry of countless stories in my mind. Stories filled with the big and small moments that I was able to witness and share with you all. I see the day-to-day interactions in the hallway. I see the times when one of you would come to see me in my office, feeling a little uncertain or maybe facing a new challenge that we would have to work through together. I see the students who grit their teeth, working tirelessly to reach the finish line here, to be able to stand here in this auditorium. And I see the students who flourished in their senior year, cherishing every moment they could with their friends and community. And I see the students who took time to ponder their future, working through their anticipation and anxiety around what comes next. I remember the moments of happiness, of laughter and silliness, just as much as the moments of stress and tension and anxiousness. These are moments that I will continue to carry with me after you all leave this auditorium today, no longer as my students, but as fully fledged high school graduates, ready to take on the world ahead of them. One of the most important life lessons I try to impart on my students is that life does not slow down for you. No matter where you go after you leave this auditorium, whether it's attending college or trade school, going into the military or the workforce, the same lessons hold true. Life is ultimately a mix of experiences. There will be good times filled with joy, and there will be difficult times where it feels like the world could collapse around you at any moment. What's most important for you all is to make the most of the life and the opportunities that you have, to be able to take the time that you need when you're feeling down, to process, to heal, and then to dust yourself off and push forward. In this turbulent world that you are all entering, it's easy to feel lost or uncertain, to feel paralyzed or trapped at certain points. And there may be times where you're not sure how to move forward, where you don't know what to do. Despite this, I'm confident in each of you because I've seen your determination, your willingness to overcome, and your dedication to get to this final point where I can certify you as high school graduates. My final request to you all is that you continue to advocate fiercely for yourselves, you continue to support your friends, your family, and loved ones, and that you hold on to the life lessons you learned from your time in high school as you move on to make new memories, gain new wisdom, and make the most of the limitless lives ahead of you. Life will not slow down, but I genuinely believe that each and every one of you are up for the challenge, and I am excited to see the paths that each of you will carve out from here. So thank you to all of you for accepting me and letting me be a part of your lives, and congratulations to all of the graduating seniors in the class of 2025. Thank you.
At this time, I usually like to take a moment to acknowledge our administrators. Because of these leaders, our students wouldn't be where they are right now. These are the leaders who approve of trips, events, academics, etc. So I just want to shine a light on them. Okay, first up, Mr. Baroa, thank you so much for just supporting all of us with working with the class of 2025. I especially want to thank you personally. I know, like, on the days of the trips, you usually see me falling apart. You're the one who says, Gardenhire, stop, breathe. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for, leading me and guiding me, not just with academics, but also with the trips and events as well. And I would like to say thank you to Ms. Beckman. I have to acknowledge Ms. Beckman. Ms. Beckman is my immediate supervisor. And seniors, just so you know, a lot of the events, Ms. Beckman, she really enjoyed all of the events that we put on, and she wanted so much to make sure that you had these events as well, so that you can have a memorable senior year. So thank you so much for supporting me and guiding me with planning those events. And our next leader, okay, this is the principal of the cinema school. I just want to say thank you so much, Ms. Warner, for approving everything that we've had. Thank you so much for, supporting us and guiding us and just being there for the staff members as well as the class of 2025. And with that said, I'm going to step to the side right now and I'm going to call up our principal, Ms. Keisha Warner-Losasso.
It's a lot of pressure being the last speaker. Good morning, parents and guardians, guests, TCS staff and class of 2025. I am so honored to represent the marvelous and amazing staff of the cinema school. They have nurtured you, cultivated your intellectual growth. They are persistent, smart, and talented. I ask for the staff to please stand so that we may acknowledge you. And to the parents and guardians, your child, your babies, have been part of the TCS family, but the full trajectory started 12 plus years ago, perhaps in kindergarten or perhaps in pre-K. Graduates, I ask that you rise and turn to please salute your parents and guardians who are here with you today and give them their salute. Well deserved, well deserved. I'm gonna selfishly turn my attention to the graduates and give them some eye contact. Today, as we gather to celebrate the class of 2025, I am filled with a profound sense of pride, not only in your accomplishments, but in your courage, creativity, and unwavering commitment to the truth. This has been a year unlike no other. As you know, this year didn't begin with celebration. It began with a challenge to prevent a proposed relocation, a proposal that would have caused such upheaval in innumerable ways. In spite of this unexpected adversity, you came into this final chapter of high school with a clear vision. Not just a cinematic kind where you've honed through hours of writing, filming, editing, and performing, but the kind of vision that sees beyond the frame. You dared to imagine a better future, and you worked every day to shape it, both through your art and proactive actions. There are no words to describe my feelings about the possibility that the very foundation of what we have been building for 16 years was in peril. I felt deep responsibility to all of you, but the one thing I didn't feel was alone. I am forever grateful for how you showed up for your school community. You understood the assignment, and you weren't waiting for instructions. You had plans. You sprung into action with a campaign. You created a short film that lit up social media with a stunning, emotional tribute, and you filmed testimonials of what the cinema school means to you. You didn't just speak up. You amplified the truth of the matter with everything you learned here. You did it studiously, you did it respectfully, and you did it with the mindset of community. You reminded me that cinema just isn't art. It's activism. It's storytelling that reveals, that resists, and reimagines. And you did it all with a level of maturity and resolve that took my breath away. In a world that's still grappling with whose voices get heard, you've insisted that truth matters, that power should be held accountable, and that stories, your stories, can change the world. This year, as debates rage around censorship of books, you have kept on creating. While others try to erase difficult histories, you dove headfirst into telling them. Whether your senior films address mental health, love, or grappling with deception, you told your truth. You've proven to yourself that youth is not synonymous with inexperience. It is often the source of the most honest, unfiltered truths. You've achieved the mission of the school, which embodies that cinema isn't just about escape, it's about illumination. When you faced adversity, you didn't just tell stories, you rallied, you persisted, and together we triumphed. And just to remind you about that day, I'll draw your attention here. So as of this morning, I received the news that we have prepared. To your collective voice, to your clarity of purpose and power of creativity, you have secured the future of those who will come behind you. You reminded them, and me, that art is not just a luxury. It is an essential vehicle of expression. It is how we understand ourselves, each other, and the times we are living in. Class of 2025, you did that. You proved that adversity doesn't define a story. How we respond to it does. As you step into the next act of your lives, I urge you to carry this truth with you. You have the tools to shape narratives, to challenge injustice, to amplify voices that have been silenced. And above all, you have the courage to act when it matters most. This year, you were more than students. You were leaders, filmmakers, change makers, and truth tellers. And now you are graduates. Congratulations, class of 2025. You've earned every frame of this moment, and the story isn't over, it's just getting started. I now invite Mr. Lee back to the podium for the much anticipated moment.
All right. I'm going to read this short affirmation before we move into everybody coming up to get their diploma cases. I, Mr. Eugene Lee, Guidance Counselor, do hereby certify that these candidates have met the New York State and New York City Department of Education requirements for graduation. Congratulations. The process of calling students up for their diploma cases will begin. All right. Okay. Let's see if we all remember how we rehearsed this, right? Okay. So the first row is going to stand up. Merlina Mota. Jalen Tucker. Jocelyn Meneses. Roger Osorio. Jesus Rodriguez. Ileana Diaz. Nicole Garcia. Leilani Adorno. Congratulations, Samir. All right. Samir Bachu. Johnny Banks. Andre Batista. Kenny Cabrera. Madeline Castillo. Pamela Castillo. Allison Conde. Jelliani Cruz. Jaden Davis. Jada Delgado. Samil Diaz. Estrella Diego. Ashley Escamilla. Jonathan Felipe. Aiden Garcia. Aristoteles Garcia. Leslie Guasambo. Ruben Harling. Mohammed Jaitek. Tiana Lewis. Roger Morales. Elijah Morgan. Elani Ortiz. Anaya Ortiz. Aaron Patrick. Lennon Pena Batista. Malloy Peterkin. Zahid Phillips. Laisha Remcharan Collier. Angel Ramirez. Ashley Ramirez. Shaylani Reyes. Gabriel Riley Green.
Oh, my ticket. My thing's on my chair. I'll go get it.
Jaylene Rivera. Jonathan Rosa Perez Jr. Jaden Royal. Nyla J. Thomas. Dana Thomas. Destiny Torres. Derek Turnbull. Jean-Pierre Uraga. Noelia Vargas. Peter Vasquez. Noah Ward. Anthony Zavallos. All right, everybody, last thing, I'm calling up Mr. Warner one more time.
Oh my goodness. So parents and guardians, you get to see how much fun we have with your babies when they're with us. So this part's gonna go super fast, and I'm gonna ask that you just keep the aisles clear until the graduates leave. There are gonna be some refreshments outside. It's very hot today. There's some water and some refreshments to enjoy after. Seniors, please stand. Your tassels, make sure your tassels are on the right. Tassels to your right. Tassels to the right. Okay. And I'm going to ask you to repeat after me. Please repeat. With gratitude to my school. With pride in my city. I pledge to cherish the traditions of, to strive to fulfill my individual potential, and to improve my community, my city, and my country. Please stop repeating. best part. With the powers vested in me by the New York State Board of Regents and the City of New York, I now declare you graduates of the Cinema High School. You may now move your tassels from right to left.